Good morning, everybody. Today we're just going to do a quick review for today's quiz. Reminder to complete the homework for day 3 from earlier this week. And our learning targets on today's quiz are on the screen for you. I can graph using a table of values, which we will review with the problem. I can find the slope of a line, which we reviewed in our warm-up on Monday and Tuesday. And I can graph an equation using intercepts, which we'll see a review of that from the Monday-Tuesday lesson. All right, so first we have here, complete the table of values to graph. Y equals negative 1/3 x minus 2. We already have our x values chosen for us, so all we need to do is grab our calculator. So remember, you can find that in the shelf of your Chromebook. And we're going to type the equation into our calculator. So we actually have to go to the equation screen first. So we click y equals, and we can start with the negative before we enter the fraction. So I'm going to go down here and click the negative button. To enter a fraction, I want to go into the F1 screen. Remember, that's up here, the same as the y equals button, but it's in green. So we press the green key, so alpha, and then F1. And it's going to allow us to enter a fraction. We just want this first option, numerator over denominator, so we press enter. So I put a 1 in the numerator, I press down to go to the denominator, and I press 3. And I do have to press to the right to get out of the denominator. And then I can put my variable. Remember, the variable button is right next to the alpha key. That's the one that starts with x. And then we finish it with minus 2. Make sure you're using the minus button here and not the negative key, because this is subtraction and not just negative 2. So there we have our equation. If we want to see what the table of values looks like, remember, table is in the top right here on the graph button, but it's in blue lettering. So this time we have to press the blue button first. So second, and table, and it gives us our table of values. I can scroll up or down to see the proper values that I want. And on my table, I see I want to start with the x value of negative 3. Just move that to the front here. So my x value is negative 3. My corresponding y value is negative 1. When x is 0, my corresponding y value is negative 2. When x was 3, my corresponding y value, let's see, x is 3, the y value is negative 3. And last, we have when x is 6, and my corresponding y value there would be negative 4. Next, we would plot our 4 ordered pairs. Remember, the first one has an x coordinate and a y coordinate, and they all do. They would model that type of ordered pair. So the x direction first, we go left if it's negative, right if it's positive. And then the second coordinate, or the y coordinate, we go up if it's positive. And actually, these will all go down because they're all negative. So negative 3, negative 1. We have 0, negative 2. We have positive 3, negative 3. And when x is 6, y is negative 4. So we see all 4 of those line up quite nicely. We draw a straight line. I'm going to cheat and use a straight line drawer with arrows at the end. And go through the points, and that's it. So use the table feature in the calculator to complete your table of values, and then plot each point to draw your line. Our second problem, graph the equation by finding both intercepts. This is like what we did on Monday, Tuesday. So remember, to find the x-intercept, we want to cover up y, essentially making it 0. So if I want to find the x-intercept here, I'm just going to solve the equation 6x equals negative 18. And to do that, I would divide by 6 on both sides, and I get x equals negative 3. If I want to find my y-intercept, now I want to cover up x, making the x 0, and I solve the remaining equation. Negative 2y equals negative 18. I divide both sides by negative 2, and I get y equals positive 9. Now keep in mind, these are 2 different ordered pairs. They're not one ordered pair. The first one, when x was negative 3, that's because y was 0. And on the second ordered pair, when x was 0, we got a y coordinate of 9. So my x-intercept, I'll plot that in red. That's on the x-axis at -3, so I go 3 units to the left. And my y-intercept I'll plot in blue on the y-axis at +9. And last thing I need to do is plot my line. Going through the points. Looks like I have to adjust a little bit. And there we go. That's how you graph an equation, by finding the intercepts. All right, you should be ready for today's quiz. Find it in Schoology, listed as quiz 1.A for unit 1, and then A because it's our first quiz this unit on linear graphs. So this is how you record your attendance. You need to complete the quiz because that's the only way I can see if you did something today.